Alright, now seems like a good time. Hello everybody, how are we today? It's always funny because whenever I want to start up a live stream, Data is always barking his head off, and so... Just the way the cookie crumbles with Data. Like, what? About to talk to hundreds of people? Yeah, let me bark. Let me bark a lot. So, luckily we had some treats. We had some treats, and he's a happy dog right now. He's also a quiet dog right now. So, alright. Here's how this works for those of you who have not been here. What we're going to do is answer some questions. Now, by the time we kind of hit our peak, there's going to be about 400-ish people here. And so I'll try to get to every single question I can. However, you guys know the game. There's a lot of people. So I'll say this now, and I'll probably repeat it several times. And if my mods want to repeat, that would be great as well. If you don't get your question answered, simply because there's so many people here, leave it as a comment when this live stream is posted as a video after. So, that said, and the final order of business is that all the money that we make from today's live stream, all the donations, 100% of them are being donated to the Australian Red Cross and to help with the unfortunate bushfires that are happening in Australia. If you guys don't know of that, you should definitely... You know, even if you don't want a question answered here, or you don't donate here, you should definitely go donate yourself. It's horrible what's happening over there. So yeah, we're going to do as much as we can to support. I'm going to match however many donations we make up to about $500. And so we can really go help that out and see if, you know, we can do some good, right? Bring the world a little farther from hell. So, without any farther ado, let's answer some questions. And so, let's start. Let me see here. First off, hi everybody. And let's see. What's a good starting question? Okay, so LS says, how can you best behave when you see your ex in a bar? It happened 2 times now. We said hello, but both didn't engage in any conversation. 3 months into no contact. I still want him back. I mean, I think... You know, that's something pretty straightforward. I would just act relaxed, and you don't really show them that them being there means anything, right? So, put it to you this way. You see your ex in a bar, and you panic and run out of the bar. Okay, well that shows them, that's not very attractive, and that shows them that you're still very emotionally connected. You see your ex and you become overly flirtatious with them. Well, that might be unwanted contact, right? They might not want you to do that. That might make them feel trapped, smothered, etc. However, if you walk in, you raise your glass, give them a wink. Hey, how are you? And you just keep doing your thing, really. It lets them know, I'm here. I'm confident. I do not care that you are here. It does not bug me. If you want to come talk to me, you come to me. So it shows confidence, right? But if they want you to, like, you know, bow and roll out the red carpet for them, it's like, well, they can go climb a tree. So let's get to another one. I liked my ex on Tinder, and a few days later she did as well, but she instantly unmatched. But lucky I saw it before she did. I wouldn't do stuff like that. That's like, it's not a good look. I think you liked each other to see if both of you were still into each other. You know, it's sort of a test. It's almost a test. We don't like testing. We just want to keep it straightforward. Here's what I want from you, and if you want the same, cool. Hey, give me a call. Let's set a date. Let's get to another one. Berto says, I reached out after 2 months after my ex's mom died. Oh, that sucks. I thought it would do more good and possible harm if I didn't. Kept it short. Thoughts on how it may affect no contact after this? Nothing really. It is what it is. You reached out because her mom passed away. That sucks. I would have went with a card, something a little less, you know, direct, but it is what it is. Just jump right back into no contact and do your thing, and hopefully she'll be thinking about you. All right. Tim, thank you for the $5 donation. And just a reminder, all the donations we make today are going towards the Australian bushfire. The specific organization we are donating to is the Australian Red Cross. All right. Still waiting on a video on your thoughts of being red-pilled. Yeah, it's a bear I'm not particularly keen on prodding. Can I upgrade emergency email coaching to emergency? I don't really do emergency email coaching. Email me and we'll see what we can do. Because I'm not sure which email you are. At any time, there's like 20 emails I have to do. Tracy says, I dropped his stuff off at a mutual friend's doorstep on New Year's Eve, 4 months after the breakup. Was this a bad idea? It was a bad idea if you did not let them know you're dropping it off. Shannon says, Rory, my ex still owes me money, but we've been in no contact for about 2 months. What would you advise? Contact him, right? That's business. That's your money. Yeah, that's business. I would go for it. But keep it about the business, right? Don't say like, hey, you owe me money. Also, let's go on a date. Can I donate on Friday when I get paid? Yeah, of course. Look, we're here to help. We're here to help, right? We're not here to shake people down for money. We're here to say, hey, you know what? I have an extra $5, and I bet Australia could use it. So I'm going to be donating myself and matching whatever you guys donate. I think we ended up total. The last donation we did was ASPCA, and then before that was Team Trees. And Team Trees, we got like $1,200 we gave to them. Did pretty well. Let's see. Demetrius says, hey Rory, I just want to say thank you again for that call. I'm taking your advice, and now I'm going on a date later tonight. My man, look at that. Look at that. I see Data freaking out. Hey. Data. Come here. Good boy. One day I'll do a dog cam. You guys can just watch Data sitting and eating whatever food I give him. Let's see. How to do no contact with kids when it's messy. We have 3 sons. We're together 8 years. We were still having sex, but recently stopped. He's now seeing another woman. I want my family back. Well, 1 second. You're going to hear a lot of barking. Give me just a second, guys. Okay, sorry guys. You just missed a ton of barking. So the question was basically, how do you do no contact when you have sons, when you have children together? And the answer is you can't do full no contact when you have children together because you have children together, right? You have a responsibility with the other person. So you have to do limited contact and keep the contact strictly. See, there you go. There's your barking for the day. Keep the contact strictly about the children. That's really it. Itayama Hayato, thank you so much for the 250 yen. And thank you, Lord Lunchboxable. Lord Lunchboxable. That's a good name for the €5. I'll check out the email as soon as the live stream is over. Appreciate it, guys. Let's get to some more questions here. Norman says, hey, Rory. My ex and I have 3 kids together. See, that's another question about the kids. She asked me if I would move back into the house recently, but only on the terms of helping with the kids and paying bills. What should I do? I would not move back into the house, especially if your ex is the reason that the relationship ended. However, I would pay the bills that you are supposed to pay. As your shared responsibility, I would pay those bills because it's a good look. And not only that, but your children, right? Yeah, so guys, don't go through the, I should have mentioned that earlier. If you are looking to donate, don't donate through the link in the description. I forgot to update it. Donate through the, donate through YouTube. Do a super chat through YouTube. That's the better way to do it right now. I totally forgot about that. Me and PayPal are not best friends right now. So I'm yelling at PayPal. They're yelling at me. And so I'm not using them right now. So if you're looking to donate to Australia, go do it through YouTube. Don't do it through the link in the description. I actually will remove that now that you've reminded me. Thank you for the reminder. Bear with me, guys. Okay. Totally sorry about that, guys. I forgot that it goes through PayPal. Pain in the butt. All right. The Boy Truth, thank you for the $10 donation. Ex broke up with me 4 months ago. Been in limited contact for bills. She reached out for a second time 3 weeks ago. I texted her general manager yesterday. She called... Oh, good morning. GM, sorry. These abbreviations. I texted her good morning yesterday. She called a few hours later. Wait for her to contact me. Yeah. Yeah, in that scenario, I'd wait for her to contact you. You don't want to overdo it. Yeah, don't overdo it. Less is more. Remember, you want a gentle approach because we're not quite sure where she's at. And you want to just slow roll it, right? If you... think about this. Your ex reaches out. And it's specifically about business. Right? Because that's what you said. Your ex broke up with you 4 months ago. You were in limited contact for bills. She reached out for the second time 3 weeks ago. You, 3 weeks later, initiated a good morning text. She called a few hours later. Meaning you took a risk. The risk paid off. Don't take another risk, right? You already got your payout. Don't go further. Valentino, how's it going, man? Timothy says, I like a girl and she asked for space. Give her the space. Back away. Give her space. Don't chase. When a woman says she wants space, not just when anybody says they want space, give them the space. And during that time, you focus on yourself, you take care of you, right? Don't over pursue. That's exactly how you lose somebody. Hey, Rory, it's been 6 months and no reaching out yet. Is it hopeless? Not necessarily. I'm not going to give you false hope. I'll just say my ex reached out at about 6 months. So take that with a grain of salt. Wendy, thank you for the $5 donation. And just a reminder to those who are just tuning in, because we have about 100 more people than when I first said this. All the donations happening today are going to Australia to deal with the bushfire crisis that they're having there right now. It's so sad. TB says, wife wants space for 2 months and limited contact. Should I just stay no contact even though she wants each other to reach out? No, yeah, you stay no contact. If she can reach out to you. She's inflicting this upon you, right? This is not your choice. If this was up to you, you guys would be working this out, taking care of it. And yeah, I think it's basically she wants limited contact and you're looking for a reason to reach out to her, right? So that's, if she wants limited contact but she asked for space, she can reach out to you. I'm good, Sora. How about you repeat it? The Boring Tiger says, recently I began missing my ex a lot because it's been over a year since the breakup happened. I've been doing no contact the whole time and he still hasn't reached out. Does this feeling go away? Yes, I'm glad you asked. The feeling goes away when you allow it to go away. Right? But, and I'm going to explain this very straightforwardly. JC, thank you for the donation. You are, to a degree, I want you to really focus on what I'm saying here. To a degree, you're not letting yourself get over it. You're holding on to it. Right? And what's even more important is that if you are surrounding yourself with breakup videos and live streams with dating coaches and things like that, you're not really allowing yourself to move forward. There is a time to stop watching these videos. There is a time to move forward in your life and really allow yourself to feel good about your life. If that doesn't happen, if you don't do that, I mean, what can you do? Right? So what I would suggest is if the story you keep telling yourself is, man, I'm never going to get over my ex, it's been a year. Well, there you go. It's been a year. So pick up, move forward. Oh, Jesus Christ. Thank you for the donations, guys. Ali, thank you for the $10. Cookie Monster, thank you for the 10, Australian 10. And Itayama, thank you for the $250 again. Appreciate it. Like we said, guys, all the money's going to Australia, and I am matching whatever we make up to $500. So the love chat will be throwing in $500 on top of whatever you guys donate. Okay, so Melody says, X reaches out every few months. Each time we hang, it slowly escalates. Kiss one time, cuddle the next, sex the next. What to do? He knows I want to be with him. I wouldn't be having sex with him if he's not giving you what you want. But I want to be very clear here. You should not be using this manipulatively, right? You shouldn't be weaponizing sex. What you should do is say, hey, look, I'm cool with you coming over. I'm cool with us having a date. That sounds great to me, but you don't get the keys to the kingdom unless we're in a relationship. That is reserved for people I'm in a relationship with. And don't use it manipulatively. If he tries to initiate sex, you can fool around, do whatever you feel comfortable with. But no, I would not be having sex with somebody who is not your partner. If he's your ex and he's just hanging out with you and he's getting laid every time he hangs out with you, basically, what leverage do you have? Do you know what I mean? In your experience, do you think that men move on faster after the breakup? No, I think women move on way faster. Way faster. It's a hard question to answer because there's so many variables, There's how old is the man? Is it an 18-year-old kid? Or is it a 40-year-old man? Because the 40-year-old man is, men are very loyal. We're very, 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 very loyal. And I think there's this idea that, men are just these pigs looking for sex, and that's really not the case. Maybe when they're younger, right, and the testosterone and all the hormones are going crazy, sure, maybe. But no, the majority of my clients are men. I mean, at this point, it's a 60-40 split. Is that to say that men don't cheat? No, men cheat. Is that to say that women don't cheat? Women absolutely do cheat. It is what it is, right? So I would get out of this idea that we should generalize both genders, right? It's a matter of, yeah, exactly what Ifa said. It is people. Stop thinking of it as men do this and women do this. Start thinking of it as people do this. Because it's going to save you a lot of heartbreak if you stop saying, well, he did this because he's a man, or she did this because she's a woman. We are so much more alike than we realize. Hey, Rory, can you please delve into why they leave you for a lesser or a downgrade? I asked in a video comment last week, but a little clarity would help. Thank you. Sure. So why does your partner leave for a downgrade for someone who is lesser than you? Juliet, thank you so much for the $25. So your partner will... Well, let's be clear. Who is determining what a lesser is, what a downgrade is? And you have to realize that you are, and yet you are emotionally involved in that very question. So I want you to be very, 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 very careful with calling someone else a downgrade, because, who the hell are you to say that, right? Who are you? And that's just us being honest and blunt, right? But the general idea is they leave somebody of less means, of what I deem as less physically attractive. That's kind of what you're getting at, right? Oh, they're not as pretty as me. They don't have as much money as me. They aren't as talented as me, etc. So what I would say is that when they date somebody that you perceive as lesser, it's a couple of different reasons. A, they feel they can handle that lesser thing better. Maybe it's a situation they feel that they can have greater control over. Perhaps they didn't feel like they had much control over their situation with you. Perhaps it's a situation where they feel as though they can thrive better because that lesser, quote-unquote, situation is a bit more familiar to what they're used to, right? So, yeah, the link that Callisto just put is a Susan Winter video, and in that video, Susan talks about, they understand how to thrive in chaos. So they look for partners who have a bit more chaotic nature to them. So this is especially true for avoidant attachment style, though not exclusively. You just tend to see it a little more. So I hope that's a good answer for what you were asking. So Brendan says, my ex reached out asking if there were any hard feelings. I followed Corey Wayne's advice and asked for dinner at my place. She preferred a coffee meetup, but I declined. Now no contact for a month. Mistake? No. In that context, I don't think so. I think, and this is a bit of mind reading, so shame on me. It's likely that she didn't want anything romantic with you. She just wanted friends. So she wanted to meet up for coffee, somewhere public, somewhere where there's no chance for things to escalate into sex. Yeah, I would have refused the coffee date. I agree with Corey Wayne on that. In that particular case, she reaches out asking if there's hard feelings. No hard feelings. Okay, cool. Hey, you want to grab dinner? You know, dinner alone with you at your place. How about coffee instead? You know, let's shake hands, buddy. Yeah, I wouldn't go for that, especially if, and remind her, look, hey, I only want romance from you. No, I don't hate you, but I only want romance from you. I don't want to be friends with you. And a coffee date seems like friends. Lena says, hey, Rory, the Rebound is history. I'll be in my ex's country visiting friends in a few weeks. Can I reach out, lightly ask if he wants to make plans? I mean, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that, Lena. If this is the same ex that we talked about months and months ago, then, I mean, you already know my thoughts on that whole situation. But ultimately, you got to do what you think is right. I think that reaching out after all of this time shows more desperation. And I don't think desperation's attractive. But hey, do what you think is right. Amy says, does no contact work if you only dated for a month? There are many, 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 many questions that come with that idea. So let me take it apart a little bit. Okay. The question was, does no contact work if you only dated for a month? So it's going to be far, far, far less effective because the other person's kind of doesn't care that you're gone. Do you know what I mean? My volume is so down. I'm showing my volume. Yeah, how's my volume, everybody? On my end, it looks really, really high. Leave me some comments. But anyway, I'll answer this question while there's comments. So, no contact with somebody you've only dated for a month. And what I would say is that, A, why do you want them that much that no contact should be applied? Do you know what I mean? Learn your lesson, move forward. Okay, volume's good. Awesome. Thanks, guys. So, yeah, that's the first question. If you've only been in no contact for, if you've only been dating a month total, and you're already it's finished, already it's broken up. You know what I mean? And now you want to do no contact. Well, that tells me you over-attached, and that's likely the reason that the relationship broke up is because, you know, too much too soon, which is a very, very, very real thing these days. So I would counter your question with a question, and that is, isn't it better to just move forward from a situation that broke up 1 month after you began dating? So will no contact work? I mean, a little, but not really, because there's no attachment. There's no chance to get attached. 1 month is casual dating at best, so I would say the far wiser thing would be just to move forward. Okay. Victor Estrada, my ex recently told me she's proud of me moving forward. Since she told me that, she's texted me that she's sad and doesn't want to be alone and has included me into future plans. What should I do? You should set a date. She's given you the signs, my friend. Set a date. Set a bloody romantic date. Your ex reached out and told you she's happy for you and she herself is sad and thinks that she's going to end up alone and now she's trying to include you in plans? That means she's thinking about you. Set a date. Or lobster. Steak. I'm in a lobster and steak mood. Do you do matchmaking? No. No. I would never play the roulette like that. Got my ex back, but still come here because Rory is the man. Thank you. Congratulations on your reconciliation. You mean this stuff works? Hey, Steve catches lobsters. Look at that. We could have a whole feast. The Seattle Green. Ex-girlfriend sent pictures of us to a mutual friend. Any ideas? I got nothing for you. I have no idea what that could mean. Your ex sent pictures of you and her to your mutual friend. That strikes me as like attention seeking. Or maybe she she just randomly sent a picture? There was no message with the picture? Unusual. But okay. Yeah, I got nothing on that. Did your ex-friend ask, like, why'd you send me that picture? That's Yeah, I need more information. Karen says, does it really mean you should move on if it's a short-term relationship? Yeah, you should move on if it's 1 month relationship. Yes, you should. 1 month. The relationship broke up within a single month. So I'm not making fun of the person, but it's just to say, look, we're here to be healthy, right? We're here to focus on our mental health, our fitness, etc., our learning to manage attachment, learning to soothe anxiety. So what I would say is that 1 month and the relationship breaks up, and you immediately turn to How to Get My Ex Back on YouTube, that tells me you're overly attached, which is not healthy. So that's sort of the whole context in which I say that. Peter says, after we broke up, my ex started messing with the guy she used to mess with before our relationship. Any thoughts? I mean, I would call that pretty normal. Yeah, I mean, that's typical rebound monkey branch sort of behavior. I need somebody to distract me. I need somebody to help me not think about the bad stuff that happened in my past. So, yeah, I would call that pretty normal. How about if it's 2.5 months and you got intimate already? I mean, look, the relationship broke up for a reason, right? The relationship broke up for a reason. And to chase something that is now broken, and I'm not, think about my channel, think about the videos I make, like, think contextually. I have tons of videos about helping get your ex back. It's not that I don't believe it couldn't happen. It's that at some point you have to look at the situation and say, it crashed and burned this soon. What would that say for a long-term relationship with that person? Would we fight a lot? Is something about the relationship not working well? Is something broken? What were the reasons it ended? What were the reasons it's not going well? Am I really taking good care of myself? Is pursuing this relationship really what's best for my mental health? Or might this be the wrong person or somebody who's incompatible? That's all I'm saying. I'm not there, so I can only make general statements, right? I can't speak to every one of your specific situations because I get such a tiny amount of information. I get, 10 seconds of an hour-long phone call. Becky, thank you for the $5 donation. Please consider doing a video based on an ex who has mental health issues, won't take their meds, and how this might affect their decision to break up. Yeah, I mean, that's a very niche, very specific thing, but I can do sort of a general video on that. What I would say is that, I'm going to assume that it's depression, and you have to remember that somebody being depressed is a hell of a lot different than somebody, having being in a state of psychosis or something like that, where, they think that the person trying to give them their meds is attacking them. If you're depressed and you're not taking your medicine, that's an adult decision. I understand depression. I've dealt with depression. I get it. I've been there. I have many friends who have depression. But what I would say is that them not taking their medicine is an adult decision they consciously made, right? The reason they're not... I'm just going to be lazy with my words right now just to get through the question. The reason they're not in the loony bin right now is because they still are in their right mind. That's the medical standard that has to be met. Right? We take over their ability to choose when they are a danger to themselves or others. If they're not, then that means they're in their right mind. So how might that affect their decision to break up with you? Means they're in their right mind. Could it impact that? Absolutely. Absolutely. Depression is a huge factor when it comes to things like that. Because depression, people get this confused. Depression doesn't necessarily mean sad. It means depressed. It means pushed down. It means all the emotions you might feel are far less colorful, right? And there's an anhedonic feeling that comes with depression, which is just basically what's the point? Why bother? So I can, why self-improve? So I can go to the gym and feel bad about myself, right? So I can go to the counselor and feel bad and talk about how bad my life is. That's the mind of somebody who's depressed. So it's rough. It's a rough situation to be caught in, but it's still an adult decision. What am I doing here? Hi, Olga. How are you? Procrastinating before exams. By the way, have no idea how you aren't going crazy by answering the same questions again and again. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I like the more interesting questions from time to time, but the reason I like answering the same questions again and again is because I used to be that guy. I used to be that person who's answering, who's asking, how do I get my ex back? Do you think that rebound will last forever? All these different questions. Like, I've been that guy. I remember what it feels like, and I remember what it feels like to have somebody say, relax, it's all okay, everything's fine. It's not as bad as you think. So, good to see you. All right, let's keep getting to them. Moon Goddess. My boyfriend of 2 years broke up with me 7 months ago. He started pulling away before the breakup, and I got clingy. Never begged. Later, he says he wants an open relationship, and I went into no contact for 4 months. What do I do? Well, it sounds like you're dating somebody who's not giving you what you need. So I would remain in no contact, continue to focus on you. Right? They're basically saying, hey, I want you in my life, and also I want to be able to go do whatever I want. So think of that. Somebody who doesn't respect you. So I'm going to just toss a reminder out there of a couple things, guys. And thank you so much to my wonderful mods who are being very, very helpful. And a congratulations to Andy, who recently became a mod. So there are, at present, 310 of you here. And it is just impossible that I'm going to get to everybody's questions. So in the event I don't get to your question, do me a favor. Leave it as a comment when this video is posted. And additionally, all the donations that we get today are being donated back, matched and donated back towards the Australian Red Cross. We're raising money to help them deal with the bushfires crisis that's happening in Australia right now. So thank you so much for the donations. At present, we have raised a little over $100. And so I'm going to be matching whatever we make and throwing 500 on top of it. So thanks so much, guys. All right, let's keep getting to some questions here. Devlin says, X had blocked me 2 months ago. We've been broken up since September. She messaged me a Merry Christmas and then unblocked me on every app. Now New Year's Eve. Oh, on New Year's Eve. But has not reached out since. Stay in no contact? Yes. Correct. Can you send in video idea? Yes. Just head to my website, thelovechat.net. And if you go all the way to the Contact Me page, you'll see a little place where you can submit your video ideas. And that's where I have this big, long list of like thousands of videos you guys have submitted. Does the fading affect bias ever stop working? No. Works forever. But that doesn't, the fading affect bias does not mean they're going to come back to you. It just means that they begin thinking of those past negativities a bit more positively. Because sometimes situations are just so negative that the fading affect bias doesn't work. But I highly doubt a regular standard breakup will ever meet that. So, what might meet that? Okay, if I'm walking down the street at 2 in the morning and I get mugged, I doubt I'll ever feel safe or positive about that situation. Right, but in a breakup, in a relationship, there's positives and negatives, and I am more likely to focus on the positives. Alrighty. Amaryllis says, my ex is in a relationship but still has my nudes. Can anything be assumed from this? I know this because he told me when he first reached out. I would assume that he likes staring at pictures of you naked. That's what I would take away from that. At the end of the day, he's a guy. That doesn't excuse his behavior. The right thing for him to do is to delete those if you're no longer together, and you can certainly request that, but I mean, you sent them to him, so you can't get angry if he says no. I mean, I guess you can, but you can't make him delete it. Interesting situation. Let's just hope he respects you enough to not, you know, to be a good person with those and not do anything with them. Alrighty, let's get to another one here. Lena, thank you for the €5. SJ says, broke up over a year ago. I was never needy or calling, texting a lot. Out of the blue, she blocked my social media. Her sister and I still chat, and sister claims she doesn't hate me. Why? Well, her seeing your social media might be harmful to her. It might be hurting her. I would think of it less to do with you and more to do with her. Alright, let's get to another one. Xander says, I'm currently in no contact with my ex. We used to work together. Our relationship was full of ups and downs. A month ago, I quit the job without telling her. I heard she's mad at me for that. What do I do? I mean, so she broke up with you. You were in no contact, and you quit your job. I'm just failing to see a problem there. If you quit the job, it wasn't making you happy, it wasn't fulfilling you, or you weren't making enough money or whatever. That seems totally reasonable to me. She's mad at you? Okay, well, let her be mad. Yeah, die mad about it. I don't see why that's a problem. Maybe she's mad because she can't get input from you now. She can't see you. She doesn't know how you're doing. She can't use the job to find out information about you, which is good. If she wants to find out information about you, she can reach out. Let's see here. Alan says, have you ever known relationships with somebody with bipolar disorder or borderline personality? Is it bipolar or borderline? To be successful? With or without therapy? Yes. I mean, yes to both. So I guess it doesn't matter which one. Yes to both. Yes, I have. X says they've completely lost feelings. He was extremely attached before breakup. Give it time. We don't know. I mean, if somebody says that they're completely done, they're completely over it after the breakup, that tells me that, I mean, it was probably a very emotional breakup, right? But if they look at you and they're like completely indifferent about you, then What are your views on people manifesting X and law of attraction? It's all garbage. It's all garbage designed to make money. Don't buy into it. Manifesting your ex back, the law of attraction as it is portrayed in The Secret, right? Not the original law of attraction, right? Not the original. The one that's portrayed on, the one that you're going to find on YouTube when it says manifest your ex back, use law of attraction to get your ex back. Those ones are garbage. Listening to subliminals don't exist. None of that stuff exists. There is no scientific evidence to suggest that any of it exists. So, I think what it does tap into is people's, desperation to want an ex back and to try and get an ex back. It taps into people's wallets quite often. Consider this. Whenever you go and look at one of those videos, right, a subliminal video, a law of attraction video, get your ex back, manifestation video, why are they all monetized? Right? Why do you see an ad? Meaning they clicked that part of their channel on. So you visit them, you're shown an ad you can skip in 5 seconds, and they make like 1/4 cent off of it. Whatever it is. Why can't they just manifest millions of dollars? Why do they need to use that? Consider that. I've done a video on the law of attraction, the original law of attraction, which was basically how you act, you will attract. Right? If and I've used this exact example from that video. If I'm somebody who's overweight, right? Let's say I'm 300 pounds, and I begin truly believing that I am somebody who's fit and healthy, meaning I will begin, because I truly believe that I am somebody who's fit and healthy, I will begin doing the behaviors of somebody who is fit and healthy. Therefore, I will begin to shrink in size because I am eating healthier, I'm eating less, I'm making smarter meal choices, and I'm hitting the gym regularly. So I'm following the behaviors of somebody who's fit and healthy. Also, I'm abstaining from foods that are harmful, like candy and waffles and crackers and cake, ice cream, whatever. So because I have willed myself into being mentally somebody who's fit and healthy, I will soon become, realize somebody who's fit and healthy. That was the original law of attraction. So somebody's like, hey, what? I can make millions of dollars doing that? Like tricking people into believing that I can close my eyes and resonate with the universe and my vibrational frequency will match the universe's and I will get what I want? It's like, it's the hairiest part of my ass. I hate that shit so much. So bloody much. Alright. Gin Tonic. You're great, Rory. Just letting you know. I am over my ex now and it feels great to be free. You all can make it. Work on yourself and believe in you. Yes, sir. Love it. Congratulations on being free. And just a reminder, guys, if I don't get to your question, just leave it as a comment when this video is posted, and I will get to it there. How can a rebound monkey branch help to get your ex back? Good question. Yeah, I don't get that one very often. So a rebound and a monkey branch is far likely to, especially a monkey branch, because they give themselves no time to heal. They go right into it. So usually what happens is that they are so quick to jump into something new, they give themselves no time to heal, and they'll usually try and get that new relationship, the rebound / monkey branch, whatever, into the same speed at which the relationship they just left was, right? The relationship they had with you. So usually, because they're going so quickly and they're pushing this person to a certain level, and then they'll crash and burn. Why? Well, let's say I'm engaged, right? And then the relationship fails. And then I find out that my partner, the ex now, is dating somebody new immediately. And 2 or 3 months go by, and now I find out they're engaged. They're moving way too quickly. There's no foundation. It's only founded on attraction. They were attractive enough for me to rebound with them. So there's no real thing holding them up. There's no scaffolding to hold the relationship up. Too much pressure, too much too soon. It all comes crumbling down. So next question. Should I reach out to my ex-fiance's dad to wish him happy birthday, or no contact towards the whole family? I mean, did you have that sort of relationship with him? If you did, yeah. Reach out, say happy birthday. I mean, keep it just about his birthday. Don't have it be about her, or don't bring her up to it, anything like that. Alrighty, next one here. Steph says, begged her and chased her a lot. Now, 3 months after the breakup, and at New Year's Eve, she told me she loves me and cares, but not feeling romantic. She was still bitter for some things. We went out, and she said maybe in the future. Great. Cool. Hey, she still loves you. She's willing to go out with you. Back away. Let her come to you. Perfect. Let some time to let those bitter feelings go away. Bitterness is the opposite of indifference. Indifference is what you should be afraid of. Bitterness, cool. I'll take it. With a side of hate, bring it on. What causes self-doubt in a relationship? Nothing. Self-doubt is, by nature, doubting yourself. And that is anxiety, insecurity, things about you that you don't like. Right? If you're nervous that your ex or that your partner is going out with some coworkers, well, that's because you yourself believe you're insecure that they're going to go cheat on you, right? Why? Well, part of you feels like they will. Part of you feels like you're not worthy enough to keep them. So what I would say is, don't forget that the fears that we have in relationships, we'll usually find a way to create them if we don't deal with them properly and in a healthy manner. Did I tell my ex how I feel about her? No, do not. Your ex is very, very aware how you feel about her. You should leave your ex alone. Who are you? Are you a real psycholog? No. I am what is known as a behavioral analyst. Matea says, hey Rory, 2 months no contact, and my ex told mutual friends she is 20 times happier without me. Thoughts? Well, I mean, there's 2 ways to think about that, and this is why we don't mind read, because otherwise we'll drive ourselves crazy. You can think that, interesting that she told people she knew would tell you, right? There's that quote I bring up from Game of Thrones a lot, and it basically says, any man who says, I am king is no true king, right? Do you need to go around proclaiming you're happy? No, you're just happy. So that's my first thought. The second thought is, she's happy, and she wants nothing to do with you. Unfortunately, there's no way to tell which is why we don't try and mind read. We just focus on what we gotta do. I hope that was a helpful answer. What does it mean if he's wearing the silver bracelet I gifted him for our 2nd year anniversary? There is no way to know, but I would greatly suggest you do not mind read that. Yeah, I'd love to give you a more in-depth answer, but it would just be based on guessing, and I'm not a fan of guessing, so. And I wouldn't suggest that you guess either. Mandy says, we were in a long-distance relationship for 2 years. We're both from Germany. I'm studying in the US. He broke up with me 2 months before I was supposed to move back, yet he says he wants to see me once I'm in Germany. Any advice? Yeah, just let him, see him when you're back in Germany. I'm sure things will, begin to patch themselves up, especially if you're not being needy and chasing and begging. Just let it happen naturally. I don't think you're super screwed in that situation. Zoo Susie says, what does it mean if ex unfriends me on Facebook, not blocks, unfriends, then posts a bunch of pics and be happy type posts, which is unusual for him? Well, I mean, it means clearly that he wanted you to see his content. Oh, wait, you said unfriends. So you were never blocked. So he unfriends you and then posts content. It might just, perhaps he thought, and this is, again, mind reading, and I really want you guys to be careful because a lot of these questions are mind reading. What I would take, just from a sort of logical point of view, not knowing him or who he is or where he's at, what I would say is that he didn't want your feelings to get hurt by him posting that stuff. Maybe he's trying to spare you some anxiety. Let's see. Any tips on being okay with ex moving on? Yes. Stop focusing on your ex. Start focusing on you, where your focus should be. Hi, Rory. Is no contact only for the Dumpee? I mean, yes. Yes. I mean, I've coached thousands of people, and I have never once heard of a case where the dumper is doing no contact. I've never heard of that. Oh, and guys, can you do me a favor? Can everybody click like on this so that more views can see it? Right now we have 45 likes, but we have 300 people. Can we get to like 200 likes? I'll be so happy. I would be so happy. Hooray! Now we're at 52. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Let's answer some more questions here. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate the likes. Because you know what it is, and I hate being a dick and talking about, yo, come on, guys, don't forget to smash like. I'm a YouTuber. It's just YouTube and the way that they do their algorithm is such a pain in the ass. And if you don't have a certain amount of likes based on how long a video is, it doesn't really show your video. So the live streams I make are like the least viewed of the videos that I have. And that's fine, I understand it, right? They're long and people like quick advice. But if I don't have a certain amount of likes, YouTube will not show the video. It will not show my channel. And that's so stupid. I think, like, I get it. But personally, I'm so bad at liking videos. But whatever. Thank you if you've done it. I'm not going to sit here and lecture you guys. Okay, let's get to some more questions for you guys. Peter says, is no contact different if my ex is young and ours was her first relationship? No, I would call it more effective if it was the first relationship and she's younger. I'd call it more effective. Alright, let's see. Bernard says, my ex broke up with me. It's been about 2 weeks. She tried to string me along after. I cut contact. Good for you. She's been posting sad posts on social media, changing her WhatsApp pic frequently. She's looking for attention. Don't give it to her. She's just looking for attention. Starfire, thank you for the Canadian $10. Why would someone want to be alone after being with you for 13 years while showing commitment like engagement, buying property, and talking about retirement? I want to reread this because that didn't make sense. Why would someone want to be alone after being with you for 13 years while showing commitment like engagement? Oh, you mean during the relationship? You mean during the relationship. Okay. Okay, so during the relationship, yeah, of course, they're with you for 13 years. They want to get engaged, buying property, retirement, all that, of course. Yeti, thank you for the $5. Appreciate it. Yeah, well, I mean, that's a breakup, right? They want to be alone because something about the relationship wasn't working, and so they separated from you. It can be particularly difficult to understand why a long-term relationship breaks up, because that sort of mentality of, why would you throw this away? Didn't you like what we had? What the hell? 13 years together, right? Over a decade. And I mean, time won't matter a hell of a lot if they're unhappy and they don't believe that things will change. But what I would say is 13 years together is a very long time, and it is very hard to change, how you feel about a person just because you no longer want to be with them. So I'm sure this person still loves and cares about you. So I would just give it some time. Don't forget to focus on yourself. Use this time wisely. That's the biggest thing, guys. Use the time wisely. Don't just stand still. If you stand still, you're wasting the time. Is it easier for an ex to move on in a long-distance breakup? Probably a little bit. A little bit. Not enough that you should panic. Just a little bit. Because they never get to see you. right? They never get to see you, to hold you, have sex with you, go on dates with you, physically touch you. So a little bit, but there's still emotional connections, and emotional connections of people in long-distance relationships are often really strong. So let's get to some more here. Diana says, I hope I said your name right. Let me know if I said your name right. He told me I'm confused. I don't know what I want right now. But he told me he still loves me and wants to talk to me when he comes back to India because he's not the same person when he's there. I mean, look, dumpers rarely want the dumpee to completely disappear, right? They want you around so that they don't have to miss you. So if I don't have to miss the person I dumped, and I can slowly get over them, right, perfect. I got everything I wanted and needed. So I would call that very relevant to that. If I dump somebody and I get to keep them around, maybe have some sex with them from time to time and go on some dates with them from time to time and contact whenever I want them, well then yeah, I can slowly get over them, right? Okay, rephrase. Tips on reducing anxiety over letting go. Yeah, visit the counselor. Focus on yourself at the gym. Obviously, the gym helps big time. It helps regulate a lot of the hormones that you would otherwise be feeling. So that's going to be extremely helpful. Start a journal. Hang out with friends. Plan a trip somewhere. Right? Ultimately, allow yourself to move forward. Make a new comfort zone. That's basically what it is. When an ex breaks up with you, it's a comfort zone that is being taken away from you. And we love comfort. That's our whole thing, right? All right, cool. I said the name right. Hooray! So, yeah, what I would really say is you want it to be a matter of, what is that quote? I'm sacrificing my old comfort zone for my new one. I forget the exact quote, but basically the whole idea is, yeah, move forward, right? Make active steps to move forward. A lot of people, they just listen to these videos and they don't really do much. Let me just listen to some love chat videos. Let me listen to some dating guy. Let me listen to some Craig Kenneth or Corey Wayne. And that's great, but there's a time to stop, right? There's a time to break out of this. Because if you sit and subsist in this environment, you'll never move on from the environment. But there's a time to get up and say, all right, let me brush myself off and move forward. It's time. So there's also a video. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's an extremely helpful video. It's probably one of my favorite videos that I've done. It is video number 136. The video is titled How to Heal. And there's tons of specific examples in there for you guys, right? Everybody says, okay, well, how do you work on yourself? Well, here's a video of how to work on yourself. Rory, can you please make a podcast or something regarding something else than love? Do you stream or something? I used to stream on Twitch. I want to watch you, but not the love chat because I moved on from my ex. Well, that's good news. I've been playing around with the idea of making a podcast. Not the love chat related, right? A podcast about something completely different and just having different people on, different guests on. I've been kicking around the idea. So I'll let you know. I'll put it that way. I'll let you know. I'm like notoriously bad at starting something that I'm not completely invested in. So I started the ASMR channel and I made like one video and I'm like, meh, I don't really want to do this. And maybe one day I'll pick it back up, but the love chat's keeping me so busy. It's hard to, I mean, there's so goddamn many of you guys. There's so many of you. So, I'll let you know. I'll put it that way. If I do that, the love chat community will be the first to know. Hi, Rory. What makes a good rebound? What characteristics make reboundee a good candidate for the rebounder? To succeed? Like to not break up? Or you mean just in general? In general, just like, hey, are you hot enough? Do you piss me off within an acceptable range? Like you only piss me off 10% of the time. I can accept that. That's really it. But to succeed, it's the same exact things that would make a good relationship, right? We're compatible, we're both attracted to one another, all those sorts of things. It's the same answer as somebody regular to date. The difference being, I'm not ready to open my heart up to somebody new, and I've spent no time getting over the person I left. Wendy Brennan, thank you for the $2 donation. No contact for 14 months. Ex texted and wants old truck back now. Interesting. Is it whose truck is it legally? Is it his truck? Is it your truck? Like, whose name is on it? Who legally owns the truck? Because I would just defer to the law at that one. Okay. So, oh, come on, guys. There's 300 of you and we only have 143 likes? Come on. Toss me 60 likes. We can do this. We can get to 200. I'm going to set a timer. Let's see. Timer set. All right, we're at 144. I'll tell you guys how long it takes to get to 200. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means, Wendy. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. 154. Oh, shit. I shouldn't have messed with you guys. You guys are serious. Andrew, thank you for the $10 donation. Dated 7 years. I ended it. Okay, so we have a dumper here. So pay attention, guys. 4 months later, she's dating a guy. 3 months now for them. I fixed what I needed. He wants her to move in during May and wants her to stop talking to me. What should I do? I mean, if you're here asking this question, I'm going to assume that you want your ex back. So here's what you need to do. I've been in this exact situation. Do not beg. Do not plead. Tell your ex, here's what I want. Here's how I'm feeling about you. Right? If you want your... I'm assuming that you're asking the question because you want your ex back in your life. Extra 30 minutes for 200 likes. I don't need likes that much. No, I have to do other coaching, guys, otherwise I would. So, Andrew, I would tell your ex, look, you know, I've been doing what I need to do, and I see that you've been doing what you need to do, and I realize you're with this other guy, and if you're happy, I'll leave you be. But I want to try one more time. What do you say? And what is very likely is that your ex will probably get mad at you. Right? Your ex will probably get mad at you. I don't know your ex. I can't say that with complete certainty. But it's important for you to be able to say the truth, right? What you really mean. And if you do not get what you want... Also, you know, the part I didn't even touch on is they've only been dating for 3 months and he already wants her to move in and he's already dictating who she can and cannot talk to. So do not insult the other guy. Don't insult him. Don't make fun of him. She's dating him. Be the bigger guy. Tell her how you feel. Tell her what you want. Tell her what you need. And tell her the consequence of not getting it. But not in a way that is threatening or weaponizing. Say, hey, look, I understand you're with this guy. You know, I've been, you know, doing a lot of personal improvement, a lot of self-growth. And, you know, I'd like to try with you one more time. And I was wanting to know your thoughts about that. I realized that I broke up with you. At the time, I, you know, had some things I needed to work out. I didn't think the relationship was going to work between us. But, you know, I'm wondering if we can try again and what your thoughts are. And if you say no, I totally understand. You present it like a human being. You do not make her feel trapped. You do not make her feel as though there's an ultimatum. And that's that. That's what I would suggest. I hope that was a helpful answer. So, guys, I have to leave you here. It's just at the hour right now, and unfortunately, I gotta go, well, not unfortunately, but unfortunately, I have to end the stream in order to go do coaching. We got to 169 likes, which I'm proud of. I think that's good, right? We got a little over 50%. I'm happy with that. If you haven't clicked like, I'd appreciate it if you do it now, but hey, it's always great talking to you guys here. All the money that we raised $113, so I'm going to match that and toss $500 on top of it for the Australian Red Cross. And that way we can, you know, really do some good in Australia and help them with the bushfire crisis. It's been wonderful talking to all of you, and I'll talk to you all next time.